You're watching Drakewing Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys and gals, Nary here from Drakewing Gaming. It's me on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Echo, Flynn's Path. So before we jump into it, just wanted to let y'all know that our Patreon is now up for as little as $5. Y'all can help support the channel and get some awesome rewards like permanent access to our community Discord server and full access to upcoming Not Safe for Work videos. All those for our patrons, y'all. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump right back in. Alarm chain, you were up. Let's go. Alright. The wolf doesn't say anything, and neither do I. He keeps making the same faintly awkward smile whenever I look at him too long. TJ and Jenna have sat down at the table and are digging through a weathered backpack. Jenna takes out some paper plates, setting out a small stack and weighing them down with a rock so they don't blow away. That seems kind of unhygienic. Oh, don't worry, we won't eat that. We won't eat off that one. She looks up and over at me. We'll just give it to Chase. TJ frowns and shakes his head. I sigh, furrowing my brow some. Look, I'm sorry I haven't been around much this whole trip. I kind of regret it, too. Really? The Finnick responds with a tone of faint surprise. Though, when we lock eyes, she seems to waver some. She crosses her arms with her tank-top chest, looking down, then back up again. It's okay. It's been an interesting few days for us. I raise a brow inquisitively. Yeah, same here. Jenna smiles some in an apologetic fashion, and I move to sit next to her. TJ reaches into the bag and holds up a few bottles of condiments to me. We've got jalapeno ketchup. Ooh, that sounds delicious. We've got jalapeno ketchup, relish, spicy mustard, and a baggie of chopped onions. Sounds delicious, TJ. Yes, I know it's a spice overload, but it was to appease Leo's iron palate. Hearing his name, Leo waves at us. You know, I read an article once that people who like spicy foods have masochistic tendencies. Jenna rolls her eyes, glancing to Leo, then back to me. Only you could confirm that in Leo's case. As for the article, yes, I've heard that before. It's pop psychology and based off survey statistics. What about me? One of Leo's ears flicked... let me do that again. What about me? One of Leo's ears flicks to the point in our direction. Chase was just telling us about your masochistic tendencies. Leo stops what he's doing, looking at us with slightly widened eyes. My what? Oh, God. I cover my face with my paw. I wouldn't say I'm into that. You shouldn't be talking about people behind their back, Chula. He says this teasingly, stretching out some aluminum foil on the grill and placing the strips of bacon on it. Someone should have told you that earlier. You've been talking about Chase non-stop this week. Leo stiffens some and tries to laugh it off. What? Was just, worried about him. I mean. He looks to me. With Flynn being all unstable and shit. TJ flinches at the swearing. I'm surprised the Lynx wasn't unperturbed during the masochism talk. Maybe he doesn't know what that is. I rub my arms apprehensively, peering at Jenna. What sort of stuff was he saying about me? Jenna looks in that wry way she does when she finds herself in a position of advantage over Leo. Leo looks back at her, anxious. Nothing bad, Otter. I bet my neck. Maybe it's best if you two find some time to talk alone today. The Finnick looks at Leo, as if having delivered on an act of supreme mercy. Leo, in turn, looks grateful, keenly aware he has become indebted by the act. Right. We were planning on that anyway, I think? Jenna just nods. Good. You all need to stop distracting the cook here. Chase, can you... Past the sizzling of the grill, the clops of hooves on dirt becomes audible. TJ cranes his neck some to peer past Leo, then smiles. Carl! And, oh, hi! Yo! Hi! Carl immediately plops himself down at the table across from me, the ram rubbing his eyes with his fists. Daxton, meanwhile, lingers at the end. His eyes are on me as if waiting for something. Oh, hey, Daxton. I didn't know you were coming. Carl invited me. I wasn't really doing much else today. I put on a smile, but seeing the two just sort of reminds me all about last night. Good to meet you. I'm Jenna. Jenna offers a quick nod. Meanwhile, TJ seems to bolt up, offering a paw to the tall salamander. Hi, I'm TJ. It's good to meet a friend of Carl's. Daxton looks a little surprised, shaking TJ's paw before looking back to me. He still has that same expectant expression on his face. Daxton, Flynn's roommate, right? Leo strolls up beside him, spatula in grasp. I'm said roommate, yeah. Second, y'all. Water time. That's the stuff. Okay. I'm Flynn's roommate. Yeah. Wait, you look familiar. Leo squints. You the Vespa guy? Daxton looks back towards the road. Yeah, I drive a Vespa. Why? Leo lets out a humored noise, rubbing his brow with his free paw as he grins. You came to my dad's shop about the oil leak in that thing. Daxton blinks in realization. Oh, Alvarez Auto Open Peyton. Yeah, I went there. That thing was a damn nightmare. At first I thought you were just using the wrong type of oil, since that's the most common reason. People don't know they gotta use motorcycle oil, which lathers the transmission, gears, valves, and all that. Plus it's less thick. The thing was still leaking. So next I drained the overflow tube on the airbox and troubleshoot it. Took me about 2 hours until I figured out that it had to do with the piston rings behind being worn out. Problem is, your little ride's a damn special overseas import, yeah? There's no place that has the replacement parts you needed for at least 7,000 miles. Mm-hmm. I inherited it from my uncle in the old country. I guess that's why it took so long. Yeah, can't say I'd ever worked on a machine like that prior to you, so thanks for the experience. Like I was saying, my dad owns that place. I'm Leo Alvarez. Leo extends out a paw, though with less gusto than TJ. Leo. I see Daxton's gaze flick to me, his lips pulling out a bit tighter on his smooth face. He takes the paw, shaking it. Leo perks a brow. Judging by the look on your face, you've heard of me. A wee bit. All good, I hope. Huh. Leo smiles lopsidedly. Not really, but whatever. The response elicits a collective irk from most of us. The salamander withdraws his hand and Leo looks a bit gobsmacked. Yeah, your roommate's Flynn, so I guess that's to be expected. Daxton shrugs and moves to sit at the table next to me. Chase, if you got a minute, can we talk later? Sure? The salamander looks grateful, but doesn't elaborate further. Leo, meanwhile, stands there rotating the spatula in his paw with his eyes on the dirt. After a moment, he turns, heading back to the grill with an expression on his face that I can't quite make out. Jenna props her chin up with her paw, smiling faintly at Daxton. Wow! What? Nothing, just musing out loud. Where are you from, Daxton? The salamander rests his hands on the table, rubbing his thumbs together. I've been living here in Echo for a year or two. Before that, I was in Colville, where I grew up. Ugh. Jenna stopped smiling. Colville? Really? What? What's wrong with Colville? Everything, dude. Colville, isn't that the place with the lampposts that have little cowboy hats on top of them? Oh, yeah, they have the cobblestone streets there. I went for a field trip once. That place is too rich even for me. They put up those creepy smiling native mannequins on the sidewalks as decorations, like it isn't grossly offensive noting its history. Oh yeah, they shot that one big western film there. The one with Jack Gillahue searching for some family's daughter that got abducted by the Meseta. The town sort of rode off of fame of that movie for the past 40 years, from what it seems like. Daxton looks at all of us, crossing his arms tightly over his chest. But it hasn't been doing as well as it used to. Westerns aren't exactly as big as they used to be. It's kind of a shame, that. He's not really surprised, noting how tasteless most of them were. Carl shifts in his seat a bit awkwardly. TJ speaks up. Speaking of Old West stuff, how goes the project, Chase? Leo said you couldn't hang out with us because you were working on it. Jenna reaches into the backpack and pulls out a notebook, laying it out in front of her. We were bored at the motel, so we did some research ourselves, if we want to discuss your findings, that is. I feel a little put on the spot, mainly since most of what I've done so far has been shooting B-roll. Apparently my house used to be a castle. A castle? Yeah, I looked up Carl's house at City Hall. The records showed this big medieval-looking place. There was some sort of collapse in 1915. Living in a castle would be pretty cool. Not that I need more space, but you get what I mean. House Hendricks, the Lords of Echo. Second, y'all, it is water time. And we're back, y'all, and I've got some weird tea right here with me. That's right, it's called Weird Tea. That is the actual name of it, and it is passion fruit black tea. It's a pretty cool looking can. It's got some good stuff. Anyway, my partner is making some turkey burgers and waffle fries, and I'm very much looking forward to that. I'm a hungry boy. I'm a hungry derg. Anyway, let's go ahead. I would watch that show. Would probably have too much sex and violence for you, man. I truly doubt there would be much of the former with you on it. Carl lets out a little snicker before drifting his gaze to the sizzling grill nearby. Even Daxton seems to smirk a bit. If you say so. TJ flinches at the lewd talk, and Jenna quickly shifts her tone. Continue, Chase. Well, that's the thing. Carl's ancestors founded the town, but I think Flynn's family are the ones who mainly controlled it during the 20th century. There's tons of more names in the records for leadership positions. We're too busy making ice cream, I guess. Speaking of, I'm starving. How much longer, man? He calls out to Leo, the wolf looking over his shoulder. Unless you want your hot dogs medium rare, just a little longer, yeah? Jenna waves off the boy's banter, speaking to me again. That's strange. Noting Flynn's species, reptilians weren't readily trusted by majority society in this country until relatively recently. I shrug. I'm not sure whether it's relevant to what I'm trying to cover. I mean, I haven't been able to find anything about the initial 1877 hysteria incident. It's like all those files are just gone. I pause, chewing my lower lip as I remember something. There were some legal documents I found, concerning the mine? I don't know, but go on. There was mention of some sort of messed up murder happening in the mine in 1915 that somehow resulted in a riot. No mention was made of the 1877 hysteria event, though. Jenna pulls her notes up, her eyes bouncing left and right as she speed reads. That's interesting. You mentioned that year earlier, 1915. The census recordings show that there was a large drop of population between 1910 and 1920. I couldn't find any economic justification for it, since the mine continued to operate and the railroad line still serviced Echo. Daxton holds up his hand. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to catch up to what you guys are trying to figure out here. Are you saying that these mine murders caused Echo to lose all its people? The correlations do not imply causation, but this is for Chase's video report, not an academic paper. You know how it is. Being interesting is more important than being thorough. Your piece should be called Top 10 Reasons Echo Depopulated from Evil Mine Murder. You won't believe reason number 2. Like, throw some boobs up on the thumbnail page and push on the Pueblo website. I frown. I'm used to hearing how the internet age has made modern journalism sort of a joke now, but it still stings. This isn't for the website or anything. This is just a class project. Then it matters even less, dude. You're not even getting paid. Hell, you're paying them thousands. They should give you some slack. I need to build up my portfolio because right now all it has is a fluff piece about the Pueblo's GSA's Pride concert. You still got a few more days, Chase. It isn't like you can't do your project and hang out with us at the same time. Daxton looks a tad hangdog. Speaking up from beside me, I'd never heard anyone use that phrase before. I hope I'm not imposing on all y'all's reunion time. I'll see what I can do, and you're fine, Daxton. The thought strikes me that tomorrow's the day Flynn plans to question TJ. I don't think anyone will be in much of a hanging out mood after that. Maybe I should warn him. After yesterday, I don't know if I should give a damn what Flynn wants. But maybe that's too harsh. Maybe I just don't want to think about him right now. I hear the sound of heavy steps on the wafting smell of cooked meat fills my nose. Glancing up, Leo's standing over me. He holds out a pair of tongs with a plate of bacon and hot dogs. Buns and booze are in the cooler. So, it is water time. I mean tea time. It's tea time. Oh, that's good. That's some good tea. As if rehearsed, Jenna picks up a small plastic cooler from beside the table. She rips open the packaging and distributes the buns accordingly. Is it just alcohol in there? TJ sounds disappointed. I got you some juice pouches, Tej, don't you worry. Yay, thank you! He smiles appreciatively. Daxton seems to peer curiously at the links before taking a hot dog for himself. Leo looks a bit reluctant towards Daxton. You guys, eat meat? Daxton's already absolutely covering his hot dog with ketchup. But you guys, you mean salamanders? Leo nods. I finally get a bun and begin to assemble my hot dog, wrapping it in bacon. Yep, we eat meat. My grandpa used to say that you should never trust somebody who doesn't. Carl looks up. Except for Carl. He's cool and trustworthy as all hell. Ram tries to force a tofu dog into his maw to hide the big smile forming on his muzzle. Jenna looks at them curiously, waiting for TJ to finish placing relish on his cut-up bunless hot dog. Carl swallows, speaking up finally. I guess your grandpa's at least half wise, dude, man. Daxton shakes his head. No, not really. He was a major speciesist and hated Jews. Jesus! Damn. TJ chokes on his juice a little and Jenna pats his back a few times. Huh, whose grandpa didn't? TJ stares at them furrowed-browed and wide-eyed. Mine! Boys. Jenna gives us a look, speaking in that same old maternal tone she's been using since she was 10. I really shake my head. Leo comes around and sits at the remaining spot at the end of the table. Chase! I look up, quickly finishing my bite of bacon. That is my name. I was going to ask you earlier. I got my speaker set up, hooked up to my playlist on my phone. Picks out some music, will ya? He gestures to a pill pod-looking thing with his phone sticking out of it near the grill. Any guidelines? Stay out of the sample music folder. He smirks. What a callback. I rise up to my feet and head over to the speaker. I pick it up and squint at the phone screen, the overhead sun casting quite a glare. I see a few playlists on here. Which one should I pick? Hip-hop and chill mix. Cousin Angel's Rock EP. Pop Summer Jams Club Beach playlist. I like that one. Alright. Huh. Is summer music appropriate for spring break? Sounds kind of new agey. Wait, I actually really like this song. Good choice, Chase. You earned yourself a drink. Before I can respond, Jen is already up on her feet. She's got 2 hard lemonades in grasp. She hands one to me. I give her a grateful nod, hitting the bottle top against the edge of the grill to get the cap off. Unfortunately, the top just shatters, splaying shattered glass on the ground. Jesus, Chase! Christ! Alright, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon page if you can, y'all. It really helps the channel. Anyway, I love you all. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!